When installing directional ball joints, it's important to use the correct orientation. On this original grade ball joint, we can see the elliptical opening allows greater swing in one direction. Directional ball joints will have an indexing mark on the housing to indicate the swing angles. You can see how it's able to swing more in a particular direction compared to the other. Directional index marks may appear in many different forms. Before pressing out the old ball joint, it's important to take a minute and look for them. On this control arm, for example, there are two notched index marks on the ball joint, which are aligned to the index mark on the control arm body. On these control arms, we can observe that there are two index marks, a small index mark on the ball joint flange and a punch mark on the control arm body. Here's another variation. Notice that this control arm uses flats on the ball joint housing to indicate the major swing angle. The important thing here is that these ball joint types predominantly swing in one direction and must be installed so that the swing is perpendicular to the vehicle. In other words, the swing is inboard to outboard. Let's move on to how to install a directional ball joint. After pressing out the old ball joint, make sure to thoroughly clean the control arm bore by removing any rust, contaminants, and burrs. Also, inspect the control arm body for any deformation, cracks, and to ensure that the press-in diameter is within specifications. In this case, the control arm body has a pre-existing index mark. We are going to transpose the mark from the top to the bottom by using a grease pencil. Next, we're going to mark a reference point on the ball joint flange. To help keep everything aligned during press-in, we can make another reference mark on the control arm body. Before pressing in the new ball joint, a quick double check will help to make sure a perfect install. We can see the reference mark on the ball joint flange matches the reference mark on the control arm body when we have everything stacked up. We can start to press the ball joint in. The ball joint is now pressed in evenly and our reference marks are aligned. Lastly, some ball joints require the dust boot to be secured after press-in. Place the boot over the housing, ensuring there is no binding or pinching. Using the appropriate circle pliers, position the new circlip over the boot, ensuring it's located onto the machined housing groove.